Hello and welcome back to the channel where we are building a video game from scratch using Love2d and Lua. So yesterday we got a new dungeon built out here, so we can walk in here, and this is where we have our geckos now. So one thing we did not do was move the warp zone when we moved the entrance yesterday. So if we go out here, you'll see the green warp zone over to the right over there, that green dot. That is that should be right below us here. So instead of the X position of that warp zone being over to the right, we need to move it over to the left. And then bigger scheme today, we need to maybe fix this. We need to fix this. I want to have tavern on one page and dungeon on the next page, and right now we don't have a way to separate pages without a whole string of words, because we're counting, we're inserting one word at a time by counting whenever we encounter a space, so we can't just put a bunch of spaces and have it properly spaced out due to how we planned it out. So we need to account for those. We need to account for back-to-back spaces so that we still count those and insert those, even though it's not a whole word we're inserting. We need to be able to insert that so that we can have a whole second page and kind of build it out how we want it to. So let's go see where our warp zone is messing up here. So I think it is right here. So it's the warp zone on map 112. That is our dungeon. So the first parameter here is the X of the warp zone. So this is where we need it to be. We need it to be more like tile size 2, which is 2 tiles from the left. So I think something like tile size 2 might get us there, but it might be off. Let's see. That looks like it's it. And tile size 2... Huh. I would think it would be tile size 3. Oh, we didn't. We need to reset the geckos. Okay, yeah, we need to reset the geckos. That was jacked up. We used to reset the geckos. I wonder how we were. Yeah, look at this. Reset gecko's position after collision. Okay, well, that's something different. We'll have to find how to reset the geckos. I'm curious if we cleanse the geckos and then walk out and come back in. I wonder if they're off screen still. Oh, that one was jacked up. Okay, let's see. Yeah, they are still gone. Okay. So we might reset the gecko's positions upon an exit. I think we do have like a reset. Oh, reset original position here. Yeah. Particle system reset and then an entity reset original position. So let's see where we're using that. We just use it here. Where do we do this? In our scene. We go through our entities and we reset them to their original position upon finish shifting. Oh, okay. So it's that since a warp zone isn't technically a shift, shifting is like moving the scene up or down or to the left or right. but during a warp, we don't actually shift to the scene, so we're not actually resetting our entities. So we need to do this upon a warp. So I guess once we do the actual warp, we can... Where are we calling the function warp? We have warp zone table for all of them to be stored in. But where do we actually use it? We insert them into the table, and it's just a class of a warp zone. So where do we actually do it? Right here. Okay, if we V-collide and we're not warping, then we're going to go ahead and become warping. So it's at this point in time, we can go ahead and just say, let's cycle through the current map that we're at and go through all of the entities and just reset their original position. And that should put them back. Because we did have it set upon a finish shifting. Oh no, current map is... Oh, not self-current map, it is a scene view. So... let's try that. Nice. Okay, so we're going to wait for them to chase us, and then we'll see if they reset. Oh, it reset before the closure. So we need to do this upon basically finishing triggering. So yeah, where would we do this? If trigger finishing scene transition. So we have a starting scene transition, and then once we become starting scene transition finished, where would we do this here? Starting, yeah, if our right fade X is smaller than the left half of the screen. Let's try it here. Let's try to put it here and see if that works. We probably should have changed our warp zone because we knew we were testing this, but okay, let's see. It resets them. Cool. Cool, yeah, and then we'll have to add collision detection for the walls for them, and then we'll do the old Breath of the Wild trick where they walk away and then they fade to transparent, like they kind of run away, you know, and maybe we'll speed them up or something, make them more urgent to leave. So we've got that. We can leave a little note here that says reset entities upon warp. Okay, so we've got to try to figure out this multi-space problem. So here in our map declarations, if we go into a dialog box object and say tavern, and then we want to put a bunch of spaces in there, and then the word test, look what happens. We put a bunch of spaces. So like test gets cut off, and then we got a bunch of these weird carrots. So we gotta fix this. let's take a look in our dialog box class, and we'll look at when we're doing, like, let's imagine there's a space followed by a space, right? So here, if it's a letter, we're going to become, okay, so, gosh, this is a lot to explain, so I probably won't explain it word by word or line by line, but essentially we're saying, go ahead and grab the index of the word that we just found if we find the start of a word and we haven't already snagged a word index. If our text index is at the end of our text string, then we're going to go ahead and add the remainder of that word. If we find a space character, we have to see if the word can fit on the current line. If it does, we add it to the current line. If it doesn't fit on the current line, we add it to the next line. And then add a whole, if it doesn't fit on the current page, we add a whole nother page and put it on the first line of the next page. But what we're not doing here, what we're not doing is inserting the space itself into So we're taking the string and then we're setting it equal to the current string concatenated with a substring. And the substring that we're appending is a substring that starts with the word index. So the start of the word index, which if it's a space, that's the space at the end of a word. So it's going to start at, if we have 1, 2, 3 space, it's going to go snag the index of the 1 plus the count of how many word characters there are, which is 1, 2, 3. So it's saying from word index to word index 3, which would be that space. Hey, what's up? Yeah, I've got a, I can make you a Dratini if you want. I think I can make you a Dratini right here. If you want. Maybe not. I tried to do it. I don't think it worked. Well, I tried to do it. I don't think it worked. Hold on, let me see. Avatar. Dratini. No, it didn't work. Jimmy just fell. Didn't work. My bad. Yeah, it is it's a app on Steam called Stream Avatars. So it's like, I don't know, I think it was like $10 and it was called Stream Avatars, and then you can download different packs. So like I've got the Pokemon pack, but you can do all kinds of characters. Jimmy just jumped into the foliage over there, so we can't see him. Yeah, no, I didn't draw them. I do have a plan. I'm gonna put the sprites from my game in here as people to be. I just only have 3 of them. So when I get more, I'll add them so that we can have people unlock characters from my game to be on stream here. No, Jimmy's the gecko over there. Can't see her anymore because she's in the foliage, but she just jumped in there. So I think the thing here is we're appending a substring starting at the word index, ending at the word index plus how many character counts. How many counts of how many characters in the word. So if we start at, if the string is 1, 2, 3 space, we're going to start it at 1, index 1, which is a 1. We're going to end it at that index 1 plus 3 characters. So that would give us index 4. So that's how we get the space from the end of the word. Yeah, you know, I really like Love2d. It's super simple. I mean, Lua is super simple, so it helps you kind of minimize the complexity, I think. I got overwhelmed when I tried to do Unity and 3D stuff. So I thought Love2d was a good middle ground. Okay. So the issue here is if we only add a space if there is a word before it. So if there is a double space, we're not adding it. So that's why we get, and that makes sense because when we look at this, instead of putting spaces here, it puts these little carets, and that's because the word index, the word, what do we call it? The word index grabbed, that is the first character of the string, which is the caret. So that's why. Yeah, you know, I really like Godot. I haven't done it myself, but I love all the streamers who do it. I think it's a cool engine. Okay. So we need a way to essentially check if the previous word was a space. Or the previous, yeah, how would we do this? Because right here, when we find where is it? If we find a space, we need to append just that space if the last thing we appended was was the end of a word. So instead of here, you know, it's like we need a condition here, and we would append the space. We would append the word if the previous character not a space, then we would append to the word. Otherwise, we would append a space. So we would say, go ahead, take your string and concatenate, not a substring, but it would be whatever this character is. The character, literally just char. Because we pull the char from the substring of the text index we're at, so we would literally just concatenate it with char. Yeah? And then we need to be able to set this previous character not a space. So we'll assign this to true, but then here we would say, well, now this is false because our previous character was a space at this point. Gotta be better wording than that. Previous char, not a space. Okay, if our previous character was not a space, we're going to go ahead and append the whole word. And then, yeah, so I guess it's easiest to not do the double negative here. So if not previous character space. If not previous character is a space, we're going to go ahead and become previous character, not a space. Jeez, okay, I'm confusing the crap out of myself. This would be else if previous Okay, if the previous character was a space, we're not going to append the word index, we're just going to append the space. But we need a method to turn previous character a space false. Or back to true. Previous character is a space. No, this would be true. Yeah. Because by the time we append a word with a space at the end, then the previous character is now a space. But we need a way to say, you know, we need to flush this anytime we find a non-space character. So anytime we find a non-space character, then this character is now false. This previous character or space is false. I have no idea. We didn't initialize that variable. It is still wrong. So let's do previous character a space false. Okay, it's still doing the wrong thing. So we have previous character a space false and previous character a space true. So if we're not, yeah, because essentially, yeah, once we append a word with a space at the end, it becomes previous character a space true. Then if we find a space character again, we are previous space character true. Therefore, this else should happen. Therefore, we append this. So let's just try to not append anything. See if it changes. It should change the text, which it is not. So that tells me that this previous character is space. Okay, I think it's complicated because we do it one character at a time here. We pull our text index, we go text by text, character by character. Yeah. So if it's a word, or okay, well, oh my gosh, my mind cannot handle this. Because what we're doing is like starting at, oh, you want to see the game some more? We've got a mage here we can talk to. There's a little inn, you can come in here and you can talk to this guy. You know, he's gonna have some upgrades and whatnot. And then there's a little dungeon over here. And we put the geckos here. So you got some spell casting. to cleanse the geckos. And then we also have some other stuff. We've got inventory system for applying different items, like a loot, different color tunics, different color spells. So you can kind of attach different stuff like this, and if you have the loot equipped, you can play a little loot game. I'm very bad at it, but yeah, we gotta make some changes to that, but it's coming along. Okay, this is tricky because the if we take it step by step, we're cycling through the whole string, right? Gosh, it might help for me to draw this out. I don't know where my pen is. Let's try to draw this out. How do I zoom this in, man? Where are all of my buttons? Okay, well, we've got that. How come I can't zoom this in? GIMP is something else. Every time I'm in GIMP, I'm like, who made this? Here, zoom in. There we go. Okay, so we have like a string, right? So the string is, let's say it is test string. So what we're currently doing is we're taking the first index. If it's not a space, we know it's a word, so we're going to snag the index of that word. And then we're going to say, okay, well, we grabbed a word, so let's just keep going. So then we're pointing at this, and we say, oh, is this a character? If it is, and we've already grabbed a word, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Okay, it's a space now. So now that it's a space, we say, okay, now that we've got a space, we counted how many word counts this was. This was 1, 2, 3, 4, until we found a space. So then we're saying the string gets appended the index, which is t, a substring of the index starting point here at the t, plus the word count. So the word count is 4. So it's going to be the t plus 1, 2, 3, and 4 to capture the space. So that's how we're doing it. We're kind of like appending this whole chunk here. The test string plus the space. Then we go and do the same thing again. We say, okay, well, have we snagged a word yet? No, because we just appended a word. So this is our new index, and then we cycle through and count. There's 1 character, 2 character. And then we have another condition that says, okay, well, if our text index is equal to the text length of the string, meaning we're at the last end of the character, then go ahead and just append this whole thing from the string to the end. So that's how we're doing the word appending here. But what we need to figure out how to do, and it sounds simple, is if we have test string again, but we have 2 spaces here. How do we do this? We have 2 spaces. So what I just did was like if the previous character was a space, right? So like if by the time we inserted this whole thing, I say, okay, previous character was a space. So if we find a space and the last thing we did was append a word, aka previous word was a space, then we're just going to append this other thing also. That's what I thought we did. That's hard to see. Yo, how do you... Oh, God. No. I can't even... How do you get out of full screen for this? So what we did was if we found a space, right, which was right here, if we found a space, then before, oh, and you know what? Well, if the line character count fits, oh, all of this is, we might have to do this test first. We might have to test this, this stuff first. Well, let's try to account for, let's do this explicitly. We know this one works because this is how we were doing the appending normally. But I think the issue comes with when we find another space, we're updating this line count and character word count and the word index grabbing. So I think that's screwing with our string here. So we need to do an if else, and we need to be explicit about if the previous character is a space. So if the previous character is a space, then we're going to go ahead and append it, and then we're going to break this loop. No, that won't work. We just need to advance. I don't know. Let's see if this does make any difference. I don't know. Because it feels like we shouldn't be appending the same string. Yeah, why are we still appending that weird stuff? It doesn't sound complicated to me. But it's hard to envision it with all of this junk going on. Okay, so maybe we can do this. If the character, yeah, we can do this. If the character is a space and the previous character is not a space, and not previous character is a space. So previous character is a space, not... Oh, that is so confusing. But we would only go and insert, we would only update our word index grabbing and all that good stuff, I guess. You know, we would go ahead and append this. Previous character is a space here. So we still need this line. So after we check this, okay, if our previous character is not a space, Then we can be explicit here and say if our previous character is a space. And, where is it? Okay, so we need like the same thing here. We're gonna say we've done it if our previous character was a space or was not a space. If it is and we need it, if we need to just append the space, we would say, okay, well, it's a space and our previous character was a space. So let's go ahead and just append that string, that space character. Shit, man. So why does this just not want to do anything? We say this like blobbity blobbity blah. We don't get any of that. Yeah, we don't get any of that. So the previous character is being a space is not getting marked true, even though we do previous character is space right here. Now, we only become previous character space false here if our character is a letter, not another space. So if by the time we're on the next character, if it is a space, it wouldn't come here. So previous character is still false. Actually, yeah. Previous character space gets true. So yeah, we're only if it's... Okay, so if it's true. Yeah, and our previous character is a space. Let's try to do our blobbity blobbity blah at the beginning here. Because we're trying to put the blobbity blah right here if our previous character was a space. And we're not seeing it. The line we're on, self pages, page we're on, line we're on. The page we're on, the line we're on starts at 1-1. Okay. Space. Let's just say if it's a space, go add our blah blah blah. Why is it not working? It's not even modifying the lines. Okay. There's our blah blah blah. So it's just that our previous character space is not working. So if we find a letter, the previous character is a space is not true. Actually, yeah, that's not right. Let's get rid of that for now. Looking for the blah 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 at the end here. Still no. It's so messed up. I want to just like undo what we've done on here because it's not working. Yeah, all the previous character space stuff is just not right. Okay. I'm half tempted to just move on from this. Well, that's not even right. Well, it's not right because we put multiple spaces. Okay. Well, I don't know what to do. I think we're going to have to try to tackle it tomorrow. It should work if we play nicely, like tavern is this way. It works fine if we play nice, but we can't manually put in a new page. Unless if we can detect I guess there's two things to so hear me out. I'm thinking like I don't know if I like that. I'm thinking if we find two sequential space characters in a given page, then we just advance the page we're on, and that would effectively let us put things on different pages. But what it doesn't do is actually put in the spaces we want. But the thing is, I don't think we want to be able to, I don't think we need to be able to control the amount of spaces in a given character line and stuff. So maybe this little workaround is good enough for us. So all we would want to do is essentially just do this, where we would say if we need a new page, like here, where do we add another page? Page we're on is the next page. We give us a whole table of it. We give us a whole line for each one, and we give us empty strings for each line. So we would need something like this, where we can say, okay, let's just do all this stuff if we find two spaces in a row. So we could have a space count, or it's not a space count, it's like a subsequent space count. I don't know. I think this can work. It's just like, it's such a hacky way to get it to work. I'd rather do it real and get all the spaces working like we want. But then again, if we want, actually, this kind of makes sense in the sense that, like, if we wanted 3 pages of dialogue that said ready, and then you'd have to advance, and then it says set, and then you'd have to advance the page and then go. In order to do that with the method I'm trying to do, we'd have to count out how many spaces go. You know, we'd have to say, okay, well, ready is only 5 characters. We have a 57 character limit, so we would subtract that, add that many spaces to the text string. Versus, if we were to just put a space, that would be a new page. Space, that would be a new page. So that, in that sense, that method makes it better. We wouldn't be able to do like 3 spaces in between words for dramatic effect or whatever, but I'm not intending I'm not expecting us to be doing anything like that. Okay, so let's do this where we have a line string, we have a page that we're on. So let's go to the page that we're on. How would we do this? Because, yeah, we can't just count how many spaces we put. We have to count if it's like a subsequent space. If the previous character we found was a space. Now we do have, yeah, where is, oh, we took out everything. Okay, so let's just retry it again. Like, using our current method, if we find a space, we have to first see, you know, we can say if last character was a space, and this character is a space, because it is, then we want to advance our page. Oh, it looks like we might have a power outage coming. I had a power outage most of today, and I just saw the light flicker, so we might be crashing here soon. Okay, if last character was a space, we're going to advance the page we're on. We're going to give us new strings. And then, see, that's still wrong. Because if we would basically, yeah, we'd want to break at this point. We'd want to break out of this else if loop, but we can't do that. It's not a loop, it's just a condition. Well, we do have a break here. I don't know if that even matters. I don't know how we do this. I guess we would just put it in a condition. If last character was a space, we'd go ahead and give us a new page. And then by the time we find another character, we would go and do the other stuff. So we can say else, go ahead and do this. Else if all this stuff. Do we crash here? No. Okay. Okay, so if our last character was a space, so let's give us a last character space here. By default, our last character was not a space. So we need to do two things. We need to trigger if we just added a word, because that means our last character was a space. And we also need to trigger this back to false anytime we find the beginning of a word. So if we append a word, which is right here, if we append a word like this, then last character was a space. And then if we find a word, like right here, then last character was not a space. And now we might be able to do, then let's test this. We want to test that a normal string with multiple words still gets added normally, like that. But then we want to test if we can say tavern up here, and then we do two spaces, and then we can say dungeon this way. Okay, so the two spaces should be the deciding factor to add another page of dialogue. I don't know though. Shit. Oh yeah, still, it's not counting it. I mean, what was interesting was it didn't mess up, right? It didn't do the old. Yeah, it does. Okay, we have two spaces. It does do it. This caret right here is the wrong part. So it's that, I don't know, we're doing it here. We're advancing if our last character was a space. So our last character was a space becomes true if we just append a word. Yeah, if we append the word here. Oh, but if we fit on the line, we need to append it too. Yeah, if it can fit on the current line, we still say last character was a space also. We guess we could do it here. Last character was a space no matter what, because we made it that far. Now let's see. Shit. It did advance the page, but it didn't let us render it. Yeah, because if we take out that space, we should get Tavern and Dungeon. Yeah. Okay, and then if we add one more space, it disappears. So what is going on there? You know, if we advance the page, we not only need to, if we advance the page, we also need to append, well, all this is doing is giving us a new page we're on, and then getting all those values, but it is not doing anything else. We need to be able to probably flush word grab to be false in this case so that we can grab another word. And then I think that might work. Shit. Okay, well, if it's another space, if it's a space and the last character was a space, we're going to advance it and then do nothing. If it's another space, we're going to, okay. If it's a space, yeah, we advance the page we're on. And then we should come back here because the next space after our second space is a non-space character. And we have to see, you know, if we're not word index grabbed, which we shouldn't be at that point, then we can grab the word index and then go about normal business. So are we flushing our word index or anything down here that we need to do? Yeah, we might need to reset our word character count and reset. I think we need to reset our word character count here too. I don't know though. Still not letting us add it. We don't want to append anything in this method. We just want to say, just the next time you find a word, you're putting it on the next page. So maybe, oh, we might need to, well, reset the line we're on. Do we need to advance the total line count? We need to reset our total line count. No. I don't know, this needs to be 1. Line character count needs to also be reset. I don't know. Is it the line character count? No. Shit, man. mean, we could test that. We do have the string. It's just that. I don't know, man. We might have to just try this again. I thought the word index grabbed being false would do it. Because by the time, yeah, we advance the page we're on, our line that we're on is still the same. We'd probably want to just not increment that, actually. Total pages, we need to increase the total pages we've got. Where are we doing the total pages? Oh, just here, total line count. Oh, okay, so we need to like add the remainder line count. Yeah, we need to add the remainder line count, which becomes ridiculous. We just need... I guess we could just add a total of 3. We could say page length gets incremented by 1. Maybe that's it, because it was hiding. Oh, come on. Okay, we'll initialize this to 0, and then we'll increment it. Because we can't increment it because it doesn't exist, because we defined it. So here, we'll just say page length starts out as 0. So that we can increment it. This should be it. Tavern. Shit, man. Shit. Page length. Oh, we are reassigning it here by our line count. So if we weren't doing that, would it fix it? Tavern. Shit, man, I'm about to give up. That really wasn't it. What the heck? So let's forget the increment of the page length and just say total line count now just gets upped by 3. That's it. I mean, that works. That works, but does it work with the other string? Does it break any of the old stuff? Hello, can you hear me? Okay, so anytime we do a double page, we can do one thing I still want to do is put our blinky text indicator thing up here sooner. If there's shorter text, see how it waits a long time, then it blinks? That's because it's kind of waiting until all the characters are printed. even the invisible ones or whatever. So we can at least do that. Okay, I this does work. I'm not sure how stoked I am about it, but it does get what I wanted to do working. And it doesn't break. Well, I don't see that it breaks anything else. So maybe what we do is just end it with, we can say tavern is up there, dungeon is over here. Dungeon. Can't really do an upwards arrow, huh? Just that. So this should still work, because we put a space, so a single space, so it should put tavern space up, and then a space should be the next page. Yeah. Okay. I kind of just, I think I like double, like that. Now I want to test a third one. If we can have 3 pages worth. Tavern. Dungeon. Mage. Okay, we can. Sweet. I'm going to leave a little note. I'm going to leave a little note. In the note, we're going to say that we want to where is it? Yeah, this is going to be, we want to do add correct text indicator timing to our dialog boxes. Otherwise, we're just going to say we added multiple page dialog boxes for manual adjustment or manual page breaks. And then we also fixed fixed warp zone for map 1, 12, 13. 12 is our inn, 13 is our dungeon. Sweet. Okay, so tomorrow we might as well just try to finish the text box indicator thing tomorrow. If we fix that, then we can redesign our map just a tiny bit. And what that'll do is let us build a little self-contained level. And then at that point, we can do an episode where we deploy it to the web and modify the instructions so that they make more sense for the web. And then eventually, I want to test doing some dynamic canvas resizing with JavaScript so that the width of the canvas on the game when you play on your phone is adaptive to the width of your screen size, because right now it's just baked in. So it would be nice if we could figure that out. That would be really cool if we can get JavaScript to pass in the parameters of the screen size of the device that you're using to set the virtual resolution of the canvas. But I don't see how that can work. I'm not sure how that would work because we have to compile the Love.js game. Hey, Range and Gorder, what's up? You caught us right at the end here. I can show off the game a bit if you want to see it. So we just got like multiple page adjustment for like this dialogue or this signpost, so we can say the tavern's up there, the dungeon's over there. It's not very impressive just yet, but you can come up here and talk to that guy. You could talk to this guy. You can go and walk over to the dungeon and fight the enemies in here with your spells. I haven't put the hitboxes on them, so they're kind of just like walking through the walls there. But I'm stuck. I can't walk through the walls. But we've got some other stuff, like we got some music in the game, and we can play some music like that. But yeah, we're wrapping up for the night, but thanks for stopping in. I just did my commit and push. If you want to try the game, you can play on the experimental web build at tashio.dev. Otherwise, we just have the GitHub posted, and you can download the source code from there and play it Love2d if you know how to do that. There's some instructions in the README. But we are going to raid out here. So I'll be doing that. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. But yeah, I hope you have a good night. I'll be heading out here for the night. I'll be back tomorrow, though, doing some more dialog box fixing before we fix the mobile deployment. But that's coming up. So, yeah, take care.